Hello, and welcome to the latest in Caring.com series of educational webinars. Today's session is focused on the power of consumer reviews in senior care. I'm Denise Grob, Director of Social Community for Caring.com, and I'm excited to be your presenter today. I also have Katie Roper here, our Vice President of Sales, who will be helping me in fielding your questions during the webcast. Before we dive into the presentation, let's quickly cover a few housekeeping items. This is a one-way webcast where only the presenter speaks. However, you may ask questions by typing and submitting them using the tool at the right side of your screen. I'll then answer those questions at the end of this session. And don't worry if you think of a question after the session or we run out of time during the session. I'm happy to follow up with you in the coming days and weeks to deliver answers to any questions you may have about the reviews program. We can also share the presentation deck with you afterward. And now a word about your host today, Caring.com, a company I'm very proud to be a part of. We are the #1 senior care resource, company with a social mission that started out to support family caregivers of older adults in America and has evolved into an important senior housing industry partner as well. With 3 million monthly visitors to our site and 70,000 listings, we're #1 for senior care reviews with about 90,000 consumer reviews on the site. That's 90,000 consumer reviews with thousands added monthly. We also offer thousands of original articles and a wide variety of online support groups for family caregivers. Last year, Caring.com joined Bankrate's powerful network of websites dedicated to supporting people in making complex financial decisions and reaching over 14 million monthly visitors. As I mentioned earlier, I'm Caring.com's Director of Social Community and have been with the company for 5 years now. I have extensive communications experience ranging from journalism and public relations to marketing communications, social marketing, and online community management. I was among the early adopters of social media and have focused in this area of communications engagement for the last decade. I bring this depth and breadth of communications experience to management of Caring.com's reviews program, our social media profiles, our senior care awards programs, and other areas of marketing. We have a great agenda for you today and a lot of information to cover. We'll talk about some specific ways that reviews are impacting our industry, how to encourage your happy clients to post reviews, some best practices and tips for both responding and marketing reviews, and we'll end up with some sample success stories and Q&A. Let's start with some basics about what I think is one of the most important tools in social media for senior care providers: online reviews and your online reputation. Consumers are shopping for nearly everything online these days, with reviews on many websites playing a big role in the consumer's online research and shopping. In fact, in several studies across different industries, the vast majority of consumers have said they were more likely to purchase a product or service when they could find reviews about it online. Just think about the last time you bought or researched a product online and how other consumers' reviews helped narrow your search or influence your decision one way or the other. As you likely experienced yourself, third-party directories or comparison sites have made it so easy for consumers to quickly get key info for their purchase considerations and to find the best fit for their specific needs, preferences, and budgets. And online reviews aren't just helping consumers to narrow the search and pick one product over another. They're also helping consumers weigh the value or accuracy of other feedback and recommendation they receive from friends or family that they saw in advertisements or that they read offline. Reviews are helping to confirm or challenge the assumptions and perceptions they may have had about a product or service. For instance, I have a friend currently trying to buy a home. She went online to find reviews of the realtor she chose to see if there were any possible red flags mentioned there that she may have missed through other research she'd done. She also searched online to find reviews of the loan agent recommended for her, and she even read online reviews of the appraiser of the property she was considering to help confirm or dissolve any suspicion that he may not be the best in the area. It turned out she found several positive lengthy reviews of his prior appraisal, which helped relieve a bit of the anxiety she was having about working with someone otherwise unknown to her. That's the power of online consumer reviews. Now, while expert reviews from consumer advocacy organizations, product critics, and industry bloggers are still playing a role in influencing the marketplace, nowadays consumers really want to hear from folks just like them, the average consumer. And with the rise of social media, more and more people feel empowered to voice their opinions and ratings about just any product or service online. This slide is a humorous example of how far the popularity of reviews has gone. As you can see, no industry is immune from this type of consumer feedback. Reviews are even being left as graffiti in urinals. The senior care industry is no exception. Reviews about senior living communities, home care agencies, skilled nursing facilities, and other types of senior care providers are definitely being found via search engines. Because consumer reviews are often current or fresh, very relevant original content, this social feedback helps directory site pages rank high on page 1 of Google or Bing search results. Consumers searching online in most cases will not go to page 2 of search results. They will judge you by what they're reading on page 1. And let's face it, senior care is not like buying shoes or booking a hotel. It is very involved and emotional. Family caregivers want to know as much as possible about providers they're considering for their loved one to make sure that their choice leads to their loved one being safe and well cared for. In some cases, there's even an expectation of perfect care, and a seemingly small issue can be blown up into something much worse when shared online in a review. Most often, though, we're seeing that consumer reviews are helping to grow business for senior care providers. In just the last few years, we've noticed a significant shift in how consumers use Caring.com's online directory, for instance. They're clicking on listings with reviews and skipping those without. And the vast majority tell us in the periodic surveys we do that they find consumer reviews very useful to their research of senior care providers. This firsthand feedback provides them insights about what current or former clients liked or disliked about the business and how the listed business may or may not meet their needs as a prospective client. We've also done some analysis on the impact of reviews in multiple categories in our directory and found that listings with reviews can get up to 14 times more inquiries than listings without reviews. We also found, in looking at the data, that reviews have helped drive 16 times more senior living community tours. And we know that tours definitely help in making the decision on a move-in. So getting reviews to drive more tours can help lead toward more move-ins. These stats aren't guarantees for every listing with the review, but they do illustrate the net impact on average that reviews are having on driving prospective customers to some senior care businesses over others. It's not just the most recent reviews that are influencing consumers either. Last month, we surveyed our website visitors about which reviews mattered most to their current search, the new reviews, the old reviews, or all of them. The majority said that any review, no matter how old, could have some valuable information for their search. Only 25% are paying attention to the new reviews only, and about 20% are reading the reviews as far back as 3 years. They want to see feedback about that business over time, not just hear what folks are saying now. And they want to see how the listed business responds to any critical feedback or makes changes based on any critical feedback received in earlier years. We'll dive into that topic more in just a moment. Let's first talk about how to generate reviews, given how important they are for your business being found and considered by online consumers. In the rush to get reviews on your listing, please resist the urge to take shortcuts or fake a few reviews here or there. It's really shameful to fake it in our industry. We're not talking about deceiving someone about a restaurant or a pair of shoes. We're talking about an extremely important job of caring for people in the final years of their lives. And frankly, it's not like you're going to be successful in fooling anyone anyway. Consumers have become increasingly savvy about spotting fake reviews, and review websites have become much better at catching and removing fraudulent reviews as well. Consumers are also suspicious when they see only positive reviews on a listing, especially when there are only 5-star reviews on the page. It's hard to believe that a business has received no criticisms, that it has received only perfect scores across all reviews. Negative reviews can help lend credibility to the other feedback on the page and helps the prospective client learn about what didn't work well for someone else, which may or may not be relevant to their particular search needs. In fact, in some cases, something that's negative or downside for one consumer is actually a positive for another. These are the types of people you should focus on with any reviews you generate: your cognitively healthy clients or residents, their family members, and experts who work for them, such as social workers or senior move managers who also have some firsthand experience with the quality of your services for their and your client. It's much better that you not stand over these individuals in their review submission or do it for them. They shouldn't feel any duress or pressure in submitting the review or have any feelings of being forced to write positive things about you. The best reviews are completely sincere and voluntarily given. It's okay to ask for reviews and give guidance on how to use the technology to submit the review. It's not okay to take their feedback and post it on review websites yourself, or to put too much pressure on anyone to write certain things about your business. If you do, in the long run, they may retract what they wrote, you may damage the positive relationship you had, and there may be regret by both you and them. And some of that behind-the-scenes drama may even end up in their next review about your business. On Caring.com, for instance, I occasionally do follow up with a consumer reviewer only to find out that they had given their feedback to the service provider and had no idea it was being posted online on a reviews website. Those types of situations typically haven't ended in the consumer feeling great. Instead, they usually ask us to take the feedback down from our website, and they're peeved with the provider who used their private correspondence as a public-facing review. So do ask your happy customers, but don't try to force them, and definitely don't post their feedback for them. Another occasional mistake we see in review submissions on Caring.com are what I call the reputation validator or business associate reviews. Please avoid asking your vendors, Chamber of Commerce buddies, industry pals, or anyone with a financial interest or ulterior motive in posting positive comments about your senior care business. When online reviews were a relatively new form of marketing, it was common to see incentive or gift programs to generate reviews, and some sites and organizations were even hiring local experts to write reviews. Those practices are now passé and taboo, and there is even some government regulation and FTC guidelines around paid or incentivized reviews. So just avoid these type of reviews altogether is my recommendation, and stick with real consumer reviews posted by those consumers, not by your staff or business friends. Once you've identified the right folks to ask, make it easy for them to post their reviews. Most review websites have a custom submission form you can share to get reviews for your business. Every site works a little differently, so visit your listings on the various sites, find the write a review link and submission form, decide which platform is most convenient and most useful to your prospective clients, and then give your happy clients the direct link to that site submission form. That will save them time, they'll land directly where they need to add the feedback, and you'll have a greater success in generating more reviews. It's also now very common for businesses to ask for reviews at the business location or on their website. A friend recently told me that even her dry cleaner has a Review Us on Yelp sign at her shop. Senior care review sites like Caring.com also have these types of marketing materials for listed businesses, and some other programs that can help you generate reviews. So find out what's available on the reviews website and be sure to take advantage of those opportunities to generate reviews. And when one of your clients or their family members tell you how happy they've been with your services, take a moment to thank them and ask them if they'd be willing to share that feedback online to help others get to know your services too. You can also use your social media profiles to ask for reviews, or include a review request insert in your tour follow-up materials or welcome packets. At Caring.com, we use email and the website FIFO to proactively contact individuals who've used our call center and ask them to review the services they've received from our family advisors. That tactic has been very effective for us. In fact, we've generated over 10,000 consumer reviews of our services in the last couple years alone, which we've used to both improve and market our services. We're occasionally asked for suggestions on how to word the review ask, particularly from smaller operators or home care agencies who don't have a large marketing, PR, or communications team. Here are some tips I suggest. First and foremost, be grateful for their business and express that sincerely. When you ask them to review you, include the benefits of doing so, why they should care about taking the time to post a review about your services. One effective technique we found is letting them know that their effort can be really helpful to others in need. And we also let them know that the feedback will help us further develop the quality of our services as well. You can help consumers if you guide them to specific topics for them to cover, like asking questions such as, how have you liked our new expanded menu? Or, with so many activities offered, what has been your favorite? That guides them to the specific type of feedback you're seeking without forcing them to say certain things about you. In some cases with Caring.com, we'll also let the consumers know that we'll be using their feedback to raise awareness about our services or to add new features on our website, which further motivates their participation by showing how useful their input will be. So they're not wasting their time, they're really helping out. Try a few different techniques for generating reviews. See what works best for getting results for your business, and then focus more on fine-tuning for that particular method. Beyond putting effort into getting reviews, you also need to monitor for new ones being posted from other sources and respond in a timely manner. Bazaar Voice is a firm that syndicates reviews for over 2,000 companies worldwide. In a conversation index survey they conducted, 7 in 10 consumers said a brand's response to online consumer reviews changed their perception of that brand, most commonly by making them feel that the brand really cares about customers. 22% said that it showed great customer service. 35% said that it showed great customer service, and 22% felt that it made the brand more trustworthy. So you're not wasting your time in monitoring and responding to reviews. You can really influence the market in this way. Some businesses have the incorrect perception that online reviews are just a venting fest or a smorgasbord of various complaints. The reality is, though, that most online reviews are positive. This has been analyzed and proven on multiple review websites, including Caring.com, where 78% of reviews on our website are 4-star or 5-star reviews. We've even done analysis of the most common words across all reviews on our site, and we found that positive descriptive words like nice, great, excellent are at the top of the list of the most used words in reviews, along with comments about the staff and the people, more so than the building activities and amenities. This type of positive feedback also came up in a recent senior living tour survey we did, where 68% of consumers commented on how surprised they were to see how nice the communities were. While most folks are posting reviews to help other consumers and not to slander your business, it's also not possible to please all people all of the time, and some consumers simply do not have their expectations set correctly. Take, for instance, this review from a Yellowstone National Park visitor who was disappointed that after all the money she'd spent, they didn't get to see bears. She suggested the park train the bears to be where the tourists could see them. It seems ridiculous, but sadly, this is a reality about consumer expectations. While you and we continue to work to educate consumers about senior care services, we also need to be patient, realize that they may not always get it, and accept that we may bear some of the brunt of their misunderstanding or misaligned expectations. And when your business does get a negative review, try to avoid letting your disappointment, anger, and other emotions cloud your judgment in responding. Shown here are some guys who are known for being notoriously edgy, aggressive, even rude sometimes. This style may earn great press and accolades in other industries, but it does not translate well in ours. Cool down before you respond to critical feedback about senior care, especially when you think the consumer's opinion is unfair, wrong, or ill-intentioned. Contest a review if you believe it's factually inaccurate or doesn't meet the review guidelines, but don't go on the attack against reviewers over a difference of opinion or their word choice, and be very careful in your tone in any published response. On the flip side, don't get scared away by reviews and don't think you can hide from or ignore your online reputation. Be very vigilant about what people are saying about your business online and take strategic action to manage your reputation. When you don't, you're allowing others to set your reputation for you. Every week, I get at least one email from a listed business contesting a review as factually inaccurate when really it's just a difference of opinion. For example, the provider may have spent a great deal of time, energy, and money creating what they think is a superior dining experience, and the consumer simply says that the food is terrible. The food is terrible is an opinion they're entitled to, even if you and others strongly believe they're wrong. Instead, when contesting reviews, focus on the fact-based statements. If the consumer said you're only serving meatball sandwiches 7 days a week, and in reality you have 2 entree options for every meal, that's a fact you can definitely contest to get that review removed. Staffing levels is another common complaint in negative senior care reviews, and a point of disagreement between the listed provider, who often cites state requirements for staffing, and the consumer, who doesn't care what the state thinks. They simply think there aren't enough staff there to care for the residents. This is another example where you need to focus on the fact-based statements and bring forth to the review site your specific statistics for staffing, such as staff to resident ratio, to contest that review and get it removed. If you can't contest a negative review for factual error or otherwise have it removed for guideline violations, take the opportunity to post a response. Your tone and messaging should demonstrate that you are open to hearing feedback, are available to address concerns, you're an excellent communicator, and you will handle any challenges with grace and professionalism. You're not argumentative, you're service-oriented. Avoid going tit for tat. Resist the urge to debate the merits of every nit in the review. Keep your response to 2 paragraphs or less. Don't reveal any private information that isn't exposed in the review, and take the conversation offline by sharing your customer service contact information. Listen, prospective clients know you're not perfect, and they want to hear negative feedback and see you handle it well. In case they too have a problem or complaint at some point, they want to know that they'll be dealing with a reasonable person, not someone who goes off the handle with negative feedback. And definitely avoid using a template response on all negative reviews you receive. Whether consumers visit multiple listings for your chain or see that template posted to multiple reviews on a single listing, they're not going to believe that you're being sincere if they see the exact same response posted to every critic. Definitely alter your words in response. Tailor them to the individual reviews. Keep in mind that you are speaking more to the prospective client than you are to the reviewer, whose mind or opinion may already be made up. Your response is posted to the original reviewer, but it's the crowd visiting the listing and reading your response that may be more persuaded by what you say than the reviewer who wrote the original criticisms. Imagine your response posted on a highway billboard or TV advertisement, if that helps you with tone and what you say. It's not a private conversation between you and the reviewer. It's a public response being judged by anyone on the internet. Your response can help build your reputation more than the review that sparked it. Likewise, consider posting responses to positive reviews as well. Show gratitude for the feedback, be conversational, add relevant information about specific services or products that receive compliments to further persuade the prospect, and avoid sharing any private details about the reviewer or services provider that aren't already revealed in the review. One thing that I'd like to point out about this particular review case and example that you see on the slide is you'll notice there's an employee's name referenced in the review, Ann RN, Director of Health Services. With humans rather than algorithms processing reviews on Caring.com, as needed, we'll take action to protect the privacy of the employees at the listed business by masking their full real identity, either by removing the first or last name or truncating names to initials, or in some cases rejecting a review altogether when too much real identity information is exposed about persons other than the reviewer. And you'll also see in this provider response example that the provider used the reviewer's real name. That is only okay in this instance because the reviewer herself chose a screen name that is her real name. So she chose the screen name Cindy Warner, and the provider said, "Thanks again, Cindy." That was okay. She had exposed her name. The provider did not expose that information. Had she chosen an anonymous screen name, even if the provider knows who that is, they shouldn't reveal the real name of that reviewer. And in cases where we do receive submissions that expose private info, we will follow up with you on Caring.com to better honor the privacy of the client before posting that response. Two last tips I'd like to share with you about responding to reviews. One, be very vigilant to honor privacy when addressing reviews. I can't emphasize that enough. Do not send private case documents to a reviews website or otherwise expose details about the consumer that aren't already revealed in the review information posted. Second, remember that your correspondence with the reviews website can be subpoenaed and made public if there is a related legal case. So stay very professional in your messages. Avoid sending a message in anger that describes the reviewer as crazy or a lunatic or some other character or defamation that will come back to bite you later. Once you've embraced online reviews as a marketing opportunity and have invested time and effort into generating and responding to reviews, it's next important to promote the positive feedback you've received. Let's talk about some of the ways to do that now. While this may seem like tooting your own horn, promoting your reviews can really be helpful to prospects in their decision making, help make your employees feel proud of their roles at your company, and reinforce with your existing clients that they've made the best choice and there's others just like them who love the services you provide too. That may even inspire the existing clients and their family members to add their positive reviews as well. If you have a website, you could post a simple Read Our Reviews badge or text link that takes visitors to the site with those positive testimonials. When someone lands on your website from a search engine, they are getting to know you. And when you provide them a link to real consumer reviews on a third-party site, you're both adding credibility for those testimonials and making it convenient for the website visitor to learn as much about you without having to go back to Google and do more searching on your brand. When you excerpt the reviews and link to the source site, you can also help increase the time the prospect spends on your site, which is another signal to Google that those website visitors landed in the right place, helping your website pages be recognized to Google as valuable to consumers searching for the terms they use to find you. Sharing reviews on your social media profiles is another way to spread the positive feedback you're receiving. Even better if you know the consumer reviewer and they're willing to have you include a photo with an excerpt of their review. Photos or images can increase engagement with the review share on Facebook, and images of real people are much preferred over the empty room photos often used to promote senior living communities. The Read Our Reviews badge, or reviews memes, is another way to share reviews on Facebook and other visual social media websites. At Caring.com, for instance, we have e-newsletters in which we include one or two of our favorite consumer reviews that month that help us tell the story of our call center and website and the positive difference we're making in people's lives. We even put our favorite testimonials on our walls at our office. It helps visitors to our office hear directly from the folks we're helping, and it creates a positive, feel-good environment for the employees as well. If your senior living community has regular resident meetings, consider reading one of your recent reviews there. That's another opportunity to ask residents to share their feedback, or pass out postcards to those who express positive sentiments about your services after hearing the review you read at that meeting. These are just some suggestions. If you think we missed any others or want to share how you've been promoting your reviews, I'd love to hear from you. Please send us a chat during this webcast near the place where you submit questions in the upper right of your screen, or email your how you've promoted your reviews over to community@caring.com. We absolutely love seeing success stories with positive word of mouth about senior care being promoted across the web. So don't be shy about sending us the great things that you're doing. Here's an example of an assisted living chain that puts reviews both on their website and their social profiles, and they've included the source of the original website where the review is published. On their website, they're sharing the review in a testimonials section used by prospects or website visitors. But on LinkedIn, they're congratulating staff on a job well done. They're altering the message and the type of share depending on the purpose or goal of the promotion, which is really great marketing. To further help those of you that are listed on Caring.com, I'll now quickly provide a refresher on the nuts and bolts of our program and how you can make the most of it. We were among the first websites to host senior care reviews and began offering this feature in 2009 with our acquisition of the Gilbert Guide website. In the early days of the program, we assembled a small team of experts to define a rigorous set of standards that we use to process review submissions, and we've been applying those standards equally to all listed businesses since the beginning. It doesn't matter if you advertise or not, whether the reviews are positive or negative, the same policies and procedures apply consistently across the board to help ensure high integrity in a fair program. Over the years, as interest and participation by both consumers and providers has grown significantly, we've also tried to be as helpful as possible to all involved, including producing a review awards program, sharing review data and articles to educate the public about the program, and for providers, hosting these periodic webcasts like we're doing now, and offering online reputation management kits, reviews marketing materials, and more. So if you aren't already aware of the resources we have to help you with reviews management, get in touch with your membership advisor or client services rep after this webcast, or shoot an email over to community@caring.com to learn more, and we'll get started on helping you right away. There are many different ways that family caregivers and older adults can submit reviews to Caring.com. They can use the review submission form on the individual directory listing, or they can enter their review through a generic form for any provider in the directory, which we commonly use to promote the reviews program on social media profiles or other websites. The online submission forms are the fastest and easiest way to get a review posted on Caring.com. And when we receive reviews via these automated forms online, they're processed within 3 business days. Consumers can also submit a review via email or phone call with our staff, or through a reviews postcard given to them by the listed business. Those reviews can take longer to process though, so many providers nowadays are opting to promote their listing link when asking for reviews because they want to see that positive feedback on their listing as soon as possible. This is what the submission types look like. On the upper left is the generic submission form that is used for any provider in the directory. This is very convenient for a consumer who doesn't know exactly where the listing is, doesn't have time to go searching. Below that example is the custom review submission form. It's very simple and very easy to use. We do require an email be provided on this online form, not to spam the reviewer, but as a way to follow up if needed, if there are any questions or concerns about their submission. On the upper right is a sample postcard that was customized for a nationwide chain, and postage is paid. Contact your client services rep if you haven't already received review postcards. The top source of reviews on Caring.com currently, though, is the phone review collection program, which involves us following up with individuals who use our senior care referral helpline to collect their feedback about the senior living communities they toured, home care agencies they hired, or any other senior care businesses such as hospice or geriatric care managers, that they wish to share their firsthand experience about. With those reviews, we have significantly more information about the real identity of the reviewer than via the other means, and it's also been very helpful for both increasing the volume of reviews and the quality of the reviews posted in our directory. This high-level chart gives you an overview of our thorough process and how reviews on our website transition from submission to being posted on the listing or being tossed to the rejection pile. As you can see, we have several checks and balances to help ensure a fair and credible system, and we take the integrity of our senior care reviews program very seriously. Unlike Yelp and some other review sites, we aren't using an automated algorithm or computer-generated decisions in approving or rejecting reviews. Instead, we have a team of humans that reads every submission and analyzes it against our guidelines before approving and posting that review. We also have well-established practices for handling review disputes and built-in communications at the various steps, such as acknowledging receipt of a review and communicating its approval or rejection status to the consumer. For clients, for listed business clients, we send a new review alert when a new review is posted to their listing. Once posted, reviews from our website have appeared on search engines and mainstream media coverage, so the new review alert is a great way to stay on top of the latest reviews you're receiving on Caring.com and respond rapidly as needed in the case of any factual inaccuracies. So for our clients, when you receive a new review alert, it will include two options for responding to that review. You can contest the review if it has a factual error, you think the review doesn't meet the guidelines, or there are other circumstances that you think need to be considered in evaluating that review. You can also contest older reviews without the new review alert. Simply email community@caring.com with the reasons you're contesting, the review date, and the reviewer screen name, and provide the listing location to expedite the processing of your complaint. One common question we get about removing reviews is, if the community changes names, will we remove all of the old reviews? Typically, the answer is no if it's only a name change. We typically do not remove the old reviews. They still have value to today's listing visitors, and the listed business can add a note in the listing description or in a provider response that the name of the community has changed. If, on the other hand, a senior living community or home care agency closes and reopens with entirely new staff, new management, new name, that is a case where we'd remove the old reviews. So contact community@caring.com if you're not sure, or you want to take action, or you want to learn more about how to contest a specific review. The other option on Caring.com is to post a response, and that can be used for either positive or negative reviews. Keep in mind, though, that this response is read by anyone visiting the listing, not just the reviewer, and is an opportunity, as I mentioned earlier, to demonstrate excellence in customer service and online reputation management. Do follow the best practices we shared and discussed earlier, and please do ask questions if you're unsure about whether a specific review warrants contesting or if you should post a response instead. Send those questions to community@caring.com. We are here 7 days a week to help you. Just a couple more items I want to mention about the Caring.com Reviews program before I move on to some awesome reviews marketing success stories. Our family advisors who are speaking to caregivers and older adults every day are reading reviews from the Caring.com directory during those calls. That doesn't substitute encouraging the consumer to tour the senior living community or to interview the home care agency to form their own opinions. We definitely encourage that follow-up as well, but it's not just the website visitors who are hearing the feedback that is posted about you on Caring.com. It's also people contacting our senior housing helpline. Another benefit for client listings on Caring.com is our partnership with organizations like G5 and Reputation.com, which enable listed businesses to conveniently monitor and respond to reviews, not just on our site, but other review sites as well via G5 and Reputation.com software. This is particularly useful if you don't have dedicated staff managing your reviews marketing, or if you have numerous listings and need the extra help with monitoring and responding. Lastly, please don't be nervous about sharing a review from your Caring.com listing to your website or social media profiles. We simply ask that you use a brief excerpt rather than copy the entire review. Please include an attribution that the review came from Caring.com and link to the listing where the review is published. Contact community@caring.com if you have more questions about how to do this, want to see some samples. I have screenshots of how others have done it. I can create a custom screenshot to help you. I'm available to provide any other help you need with promoting reviews from your Caring.com listing on your website or your social media profiles. Now let's talk about some specific marketing success stories that have come about from the Caring Stars Reviews Award program. This type of social media campaign can be a great way to generate positive PR and marketing buzz and create compelling content that can lead to real and rapid results for your business. It's also a way to give back to your social community and strengthen brand loyalty. When the Caring Stars program was launched in January 2012, there was no other award like it that used consumer ratings and reviews to honor senior living communities for service excellence. With so many listings and so many reviews on our website, we thought this program would be a good way to help families narrow their choices to the best of the best and quickly find the right assisted living or memory care community for their loved ones. Every year since we started this program, the winner list has been growing organically, and the excitement and positive outcomes from the award have grown as well. For instance, we analyzed data from our senior housing helpline and online directory over the last 2 years, and we found that Caring Stars listings had double the volume of leads and move-ins than assisted living and memory care communities without the award badge on their listing. The program also comes with many marketing perks for the winning communities and morale boosting or celebratory opportunities among staff, residents, and families. This is just a sampling of some of the promotional activities included for the winners. Because this Consumer's Choice Award is based on positive feedback and reviews from residents, family members, and senior care experts, it helps signal to the public that the winning communities are delivering on their mission of serving older adults very well, making a positive impact with high-quality care, and reinforcing among their employees the special difference they make in residents' lives. The Caring Stars are the most acclaimed assisted living and memory care communities across the country, and they really deserve to be celebrated. Among the 2014 and 2015 winners was the Willows at Meadow Branch in Winchester, Virginia. There were only 10 winners in their state the first year they won this award, and they were so thrilled to be among those honored. They hosted a special award ceremony and press conference that spring. This year, others in their state caught on to the power of being a Caring Star, but that didn't stop the Willows at Meadow Branch from celebrating their achievement again. The Willows at Meadow Branch is highly competitive with another assisted living community in their area. It's a long-standing rivalship, and they used the Caring Star Award to differentiate their community. Given the nature of this Consumer's Choice Award, the Willows at Meadow Branch decided to showcase the recognition in as many ways as possible. For instance, they took the award badge and created staff lapels and ribbons, outdoor banners. They updated their community information packets, and they even put the award on their billing statements to gently remind their customers about the high quality of their services. At their press conference and award ceremony, they invited some of the folks who had posted reviews on their Caring.com listing to come share their testimony and join in the celebration. They also sponsor a local community event and transport their residents to that event in vintage cars. For their participation in 2014, they used the award badge to create special car window decals unique wine glasses, some napkins, and other decorative items to proudly display their Caring Stars Award to the public. They were also successful in generating media coverage of their win, including on local radio. And in the weeks following the announcement, when I contacted their marketing director, she was very busy processing new move-ins. Brookdale at Fremont was among the winners in 2015, and they held a party for residents, family members, and staff to celebrate. They were only one of 4 winners in their county and were featured in their local newspaper as well as on the national website Senior Housing Forum after taking that site's founder, Steve Moran, on a tour of their winning community. A former city council member in that town has a mother in this community, and he and his wife were at the party celebrating along with the staff and residents, sharing their appreciation for the community as well. Atria at Willow, Glen is another assisted living community that has earned the award in 2 different years. Caring.com visited one of their monthly resident meetings to present the award to their executive director and staff and enjoy refreshments with the residents. At that particular meeting, the executive director polled the residents about their social media use, and many hands went up when he asked if they were using Facebook, Twitter, and Pinterest. Online reviews are definitely a type of social media, so his poll and discussion was an excellent segue into the award celebration and an opportunity to encourage more reviews from those happy residents. Throughout the year, we keep the focus on the Caring Stars communities through editorial content. For the 2014 winners, for example, we produced a special series of interview articles highlighting the leadership for some of the winning communities and what they think makes their community stand out among the best in the nation. These articles were shared in our Caring Suggest newsletter, reaching over 350,000 family caregivers and older adults each week, and they were very well received on our social media profiles as well. We encourage you to read some of those articles on our website at caring.com/bestseniorliving. That's also where you'll find the Caring Stars qualification info and other content, such as our annual articles where we analyze trends that we're seeing in the reviews on the Caring Stars listings. Any assisted living or memory care community in Caring.com Senior Care Directory can qualify for this award by meeting some specific criteria, including earning a handful of new positive reviews within the last year, having a consistently high rating over time, addressing negative reviews, and maintaining a good online reputation overall. Contact community@caring.com if you have any questions about qualification, and definitely if you're interested in earning this award, focus immediately on getting reviews to qualify and focus on responding to any negative reviews on your listing for the 2016 award. Okay, we've covered a lot in this session, so let's quickly digest the key takeaways for you and your team before moving on to Q&A for a few moments and our final announcements. The bottom line, consumer reviews are having a significant impact for senior care businesses. This isn't a passing fad that you can ignore, and it's actually an excellent opportunity to market your senior care services. It's not something that happens magically, though. You need to put some effort into generating and marketing positive reviews, as well as responding to negative reviews in managing your online reputation. And while this may seem overwhelming, there are resources to help you. We mentioned G5 and Reputation.com earlier as resources that could help you with monitoring and responding, but there's also smaller independent agencies or contractors who can help you as well. And our team also has some educational and marketing resources to help you. You really want to know and follow the current best practices and avoid some of the pitfalls we've discussed, so do reach out to expert resources for help. With so many review sites nowadays, I also highly recommend that you prioritize your focus. Make sure that you're putting the most energy into the review sites where any reviews you generate are going to be seen by a significant amount of people, and that prospects reading those reviews have a way to submit an inquiry or service request right there at the point of the review, so they can take action immediately after reading that positive review about you. I would also suggest focusing on sites where you can actually talk to a customer service representative when there's a review issue, and where you have the ability to post a response and get fair treatment in addressing negative reviews. I'll now take your questions.
Okay, thanks, Denise. This is Katie. We have a number of questions. One that should be answered pretty quickly is, we have a question about how does somebody sign up to get review alerts?
Okay, you can contact a member of our membership advisor team, and they can take you through how to upgrade your listing to get those review alerts. You can go to partners.caring.com or email community@caring.com, and I'll give you that link via email, so that can get you connected to a membership advisor if you don't already know who is assigned to your listing.
Here's another one. One of my clients tried to review my business online but found the process cumbersome. How can I make it easier for my clients?
The number one thing I would suggest is have your client contact community@caring.com. We have many options for consumers. We know each person's different. Some people aren't as savvy with the internet. They rather talk to an individual. Not a problem. They can get in touch with us at community@caring.com, and we will help them connect them to the best, easiest way for them to submit that review. What we won't do, though, is work directly with you. We need to work directly with the reviewer, the consumer, to assist in posting of that review.
The other thing, I would just add to that,
right.
If you go back and look at the deck when we send you the recording in a few days, there's a link that you can generate a form specific to your business, and then you can email that URL. So instead of having to go through a whole long process, your clients can just click on that one link, and it takes them straight to the submit a review form. Caring.com does this. I think a lot of other places do it as well. The other thing I'd say is Caring.com does not make you sign up for anything. If you're going to put a review on Google or Yelp, you have to have an account with those companies. You don't have to have an account with Caring.com. So that's another, way you can pick and choose where you get people to post reviews. If you know somebody has a Gmail email address, then you know they have a Google account, and that's probably a good person to ask for a Google review. If they don't have a Gmail account, instead of making them go through the whole sign-up process with Google, just point that review someplace else. Denise, there's another question here. For companies that have multiple offices or multiple care levels, if you're like a CCRC and you have assisted living and memory care and independent living, why is it that you can only post a review on one of your listings? Is there any way to get the same review posted on all of your listings on Caring.com?
That's a great question. One of our guidelines is that the review describe the elder care services of the listing. So if it's an assisted living listing, the review needs to focus on assisted living services, not on skilled nursing, not on home care, but assisted living. So it wouldn't be possible to duplicate a review about assisted living services across multiple other listings that are about different types of services. Instead, if that individual has been with your community, like for instance a CCRC, they start in independent living, they could post an independent living review about how that experience was, moved on to assisted living or skilled nursing, they could post about those specific experiences on the other listings. Some reviewers have also given, they don't go into a lot of detail about the specific services like assisted living versus independent living, and they talk more about the company. And they've altered the way they talk about it depending on which listing that they're posting that feedback. We have seen that as well. So we don't want a single review posted across the directory and duplicated content, but there are ways that you can get multiple reviews from a single consumer for multiple listings.
Denise, again, just to clarify, the person asking the question is a home care agency with both medical and non-medical. So how could they, our people would do their best to decide if they mail back a postcard. Our people would do the best to decide whether the review is of the skilled or the non-skilled side. And but if they get it wrong, postcards are actually tricky. But if you use that write a review link, then that will make sure that the exact review goes to the exact place where you want it. So if you have one of your listings with 10 reviews and one with 2, you might want to direct people to post more reviews to the listing that has only 2 in order to get that one beefed up.
And I would just add that if a home health care review is accidentally posted to a home care listing, all the person has to do is contact community@caring.com and we'll get that moved over. It's not a permanent placement. It can be, that is an error that can be addressed.
Also, Denise, for companies with multiple locations, is it better to have the people at those individual locations responding to a review, or is that something that should be centralized?
That's up to each brand to decide what they feel most comfortable with. Some national organizations have corporate marketing that handles all, works with the local communities to handle their response. Some have the local community responding. That is entirely up to you, and what's more important is the content of that response, that it don't come across as a template, a sterilized template, that you're just doing your due diligence of posting a response and not really hearing their feedback and responding to it. So it's more important to be authentic than it is who's doing the responding.
Denise, we have a couple of questions about who qualifies for Caring Stars, and what about nursing homes, and what about home care companies?
We appreciate that question, and it shows how much excitement there is for this program. We are definitely looking to expand it in the coming years. We need to see an increase in the volume of reviews for those other categories, but we are keeping a close eye and helping to expand in those other areas. So when the time is right, we'll let you know when it's available in some of the other categories. But doesn't exclude you from marketing reviews and getting the most, though. Contact community@caring.com. I can talk to you about some of the other ways that if you're a home care agency or skilled nursing, you can still make the most of marketing your reviews. Okay, we are almost out of time, and I'm sure there's a lot more questions. I'm really sorry we ran a little bit over. I'll be responding to your questions. Katie will be responding in the coming today and in the coming days. So I'm sorry if we didn't get to it in front of the whole group, but you will get an answer to your question. But before we say goodbye, I wanted to let you know about our next session in our award-winning Digital Marketing Academy. We'll be discussing senior living community websites, how to use your website as a lead generation tool rather than turn residents away. The featured presenter, Hendrik de Vries of CyberGuide, will share the 3 biggest problems found at 90% of senior care websites and how to use professional tools to optimize the site for lead gen. That's next Thursday at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern, and you will get a registration link soon for that if you haven't already signed up. Thank you very much to everyone who attended our session today and to everyone who submitted a question. Again, if we didn't get to yours, we will follow up with you afterward. We hope that you found this webcast helpful to your senior care business, and we invite your feedback. You're soon going to be prompted for, we're going to prompt you to answer a few questions about this session, and we hope you'll tell us how well we did, where you would have liked to hear us talk more about different topics, how we could have improved. I'm open to your feedback, and I also have provided here our contact information. I really look forward to hearing from you. Thank you so much.